Hey everyone, Tony Walsh here. Welcome back to the farmstead. There's some mowers running in the background, and that's okay. And today you see the corn right here. Behind me is 2 rows of peanuts. And here on the truck we've got our Haas double wheel hoe. And if you watched our video last week, and a couple weeks ago, whenever it was, I'll try to put a link up here, where we tilled that corn with the and the peanuts with the Haas wheel hoe. That's not going to happen today because the peas from last year and some vines have overtaken the peanuts, and no way I can do it by hand. So we're going to use the gas-powered tiller today because we need to get this corn and these peanuts tilled, or the weeds away from it. You need to get some fertilizer on the corn and get some land plaster on the peanuts. So let's get to work. In that little clip you just saw me using my Haas stirrup hoe, and remember this oscillates so you can push pull, but you can see I was pulling it towards me because I wanted to pull the weeds out in the middle of the row, so that way next time I till they get tilled up. And I only done part of it just to show you how easy it was. Not gonna waste your time doing the rest of it. Let's get the fertilizer. So we're fixing to fertilize our corn, and as you can see, our corn's about knee high, and that's the thumb rule is, fertilize it when it's knee high and then waist high. But corn likes high in nitrogen, and I don't have a high nitrogen fertilizer right now. All I have is 10-10-10. So I may have to fertilize. So I'm gonna fertilize it today, and then in a couple weeks I'll come back and fertilize it again with a higher nitrogen. I just don't want to stop doing what I'm doing and run to town right now, so I'll get some later. So again, this is our planter that we used, but instead of having seed in here, we've got fertilizer here in the hopper. So as the wheels roll, the little, get it up here where you can see, this digs the trench, and the fertilizer just falls down there, and then the chain covers a little furrow up, and we'll just run this right beside the corn. Now, one thing I don't like about this is I bought this used from Marketplace, and this handle sticks a little bit, and it's hard to gauge the amount of fertilizer coming up or coming out of it. So I have to be careful not to put too much, and have to be careful not to put enough. So, well, let's just get to work. Now you saw I fertilized both sides of the corn plant. Normally if I use a high nitrogen fertilizer, whether it be granular or liquid, I would just go down one side of the plant. But since this is just 10-10-10, and it's the first time this corn has been fertilized, I went ahead and give it down both sides, so it's not going to hurt it. I wouldn't think, because this soil, you know, has not been fertilized since last summer, so I don't think 10-10-10 is going to hurt it and burn it up. So we'll see how the corn does in a couple of weeks. And today is, just for the record, is June the 5th, I believe, or maybe June the 6th, Saturday, whatever it is. So let's get to putting some land plaster on the peanuts now. Okay, between these clips I looked at the calendar. Today is Saturday, June the 6th, and I mentioned land plaster. So some of you may be asking, well, what is land plaster? Land plaster is a gypsum product, and I have in this bag here agriculture gypsum, and what it does is helps fill the nut out in the shell, almost the same way pecan tree does. If it doesn't get enough water and get enough nutrients, you can have a shell, but the nut inside of it, the meat, will not be as big as the shell is. So you get a false number, a false sense of security when you're looking on the dirt. Man, I see all these pecans, but there's nothing in them, or they're lightweight. And the same way with peanuts. When you invert these vines and you see all these peanut shells, man, I got a pile of peanuts. And then when you just go to picking them, there's nothing in them. So that's what the gypsum does, or what we just call land plaster. Helps do that. Now, the going rate in a peanut field is 1,000 pounds an acre, give or take, depending on what your soil sample says and what your experience is in that particular soil. Obviously I'm doing this by hand, so I just have to do it by experience of what I think is close to 1,000 pounds to the acre. Now I'll go light, and John's got way more experience than I do. He's got 1,000 times more experience in peanuts than I do. So I'll just show him what I did, and if that's not enough, we'll do it again. So let me get turned around and let's get to work. Oh, one thing I guess it might help if you see what it is. I just got a little cup right here, and it's just looks just like gray flour. So that's all it is a powder. So now let's get to work. don't know if that was the right guess, but I calculated it right in my mind, so we'll wait and see what John says about it. So now we need to get some water to this because it is hot. As you can see, I started off in jeans and I'm already in shorts, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning, so we're done mowing around here, so I can stretch the water hose back out. So let's get the irrigation going. Okay, we got the water going, and I only got it at half throttle, and because this is only half the garden space that we were using last year. If I was to turn this full throttle, it would run from this edge all the way to the other side of that old corn from last year, so I don't need to be watering over there. So as long as I can get all four corners, that's fine. I do have a taller pivot than that, but that one there will get it for now. But I want to give a shout out to somebody, and that is Bill Reddick from Bill Reddick Outdoors. Bill is a great guy, does a lot of life videos and always relates them to scripture. You don't know Bill, go over there and check Bill out. Great guy. I'll put a link in the description. But in a recent video of his, he was talking about he had some unwanted visitors to his garden, and I told him then that I had the same thing. So, and that unwanted visitor has 4 legs. Now, before I tilled all this up, they're walking through it. They're not stopping to eat. They're just walking through. But you can see right here, hoof prints right here, as they're just walking through, trying not to get wet. I mean, they're coming all the way up here. You can just lightly see some more in here. You know, a few right there. So Bill, I feel your pain on your 4-legged critters. I might have to, which you think is strange because there are 3 hound dogs that chase deer for a living. So obviously they're asleep at the wheel when the deer are walking through right here. So I hope y'all got something out of our corn and peanut update. As I said, this was June the 6th. We'll come back in a couple of weeks, maybe towards the end of the month, and see what our progress looks like. But until then, y'all take care and God bless.